Just a passing thought, and I know this literally can't be possible, but what if Nina is Johan, and Johan is Nina? Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Monster, episode 18. What happened last episode, you ask? Well, good question, Jimmy. Last episode, episode 17, was definitely a, how do I say this? A conflicting episode. I lost my pencil. As I was saying, episode 17 was a very conflicting episode for me. I'm sure the title of my previous monster video said it all. There were too many coincidences. I did write down quite a lot. I actually wrote down a prediction, which I'm not going to repeat right now, but yeah, I kind of basically just wrote down a couple of things like, you know, the thief guy knowing too much. I still don't know his name. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure they just haven't said his name in a long time. Maybe they said his name like early on, but I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention back then. But yeah, like I wrote down a lot of these things, such as, you know, the thief guy knows too much, warehouse full of chemicals, no guards, question mark, some bullshit. And I wrote down Coincidence City. Now, for those of you who don't know, maybe you're new here, maybe you haven't seen every episode of my reactions to this show. I call something Coincidence City when it basically comes from the idea of two characters who maybe they need to talk to each other, maybe they don't need to talk to each other, but like basically two characters in the same city, and it's a modern city, right? They have a problem with each other, some sort of drama, right? And then they go out of their homes at the same time. And then by coincidence, they end up running into each other on the street. I mean, the odds of that happening, right? And that's why I call it Coincidence City. I think there was like a show that I once watched, an anime, where they did that like 2 or 3 times in one show, in one season of like 12 episodes. And that's when I was like, what is this city called? It's the Coincidence City. And then one more thing I wrote down was, Johan has apparently a split personality disorder or something. It's not really confirmed, it's kind of just what we assume. That's the end result, I guess, that Tenma and Nina both came to. Hard to say where we're gonna go next, like where this show is gonna go next. We had a big event with the flames and Da Baby trying to burn down a piece of the city. But now that that's stopped, I'm not really sure where we're gonna go from here. The last episode kind of made it seem like Nina and Tenma are again separated. That's kind of unfortunate, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, let's get right into episode 18 of Monster. Also, if you cannot tell, I am incredibly tired right now. It's basically my bedtime right now. I'm going to I'm going to watch this, and then I'm gonna see about editing a little and get a video out. Been busy, and tired and sick actually recently. It's been rough. It's been rough. 5 sugars. The fuck?
Let's see if I got this straight. So you told us when you arrived at the warehouse, you witnessed the Asian man and the arsonist engaging in a verbal argument. According to your statement, Anna, as soon as the Asian man saw you there, he quickly fled. So, Miss Liebert, is that exactly how you saw it? Well, it's good that firebug ended up turning himself in. He confessed that he's a right-wing extremist, said he was celebrating people when he lit
For a second, I thought they might have tried to pin everything on Tenma.
the fire. Anyway, Miss Liebert, your record's clean, so that's all we
Because I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, oh, Asian man. Oh, it must be that Tenma guy. There's no Asian. There's no other Asians in this country.
I can go home now, Detective.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, hold on. There's one thing I forgot to ask about. The townsfolk refer to the Asian man you mentioned as Dr. Tenma. Miss Liebert, you wouldn't...
I wonder why. I wonder why. How did they know that his name was Tenma? Oh, right. It's because he doesn't use a fucking alias. And he tells everyone his name, and he tells the kid his name, and the kid goes around telling everyone his name. Like, come on, bro. Alias. Alias. Use an alias.
Happen to know anything else about this guy, would you?
No, I don't know anything about him.
Tell me, what are you thinking?
I'd say from the way Miss Liebert was dressed, she might just be a high-class call girl.
That isn't what I meant.
Huh?
I'm talking about Dr. Tenma. When we first spoke to the Turks from that district, all of them referred to our Asian guy as Dr. Tenma. But as soon as we told them the doctor was under investigation and suspected to be a serial killer, they got real tight-lipped. All of a sudden, none of them knew who he was.
Well, based off of that information, what can we gain? If I was a police officer, what would I gain from that? Well, why would they be protecting him? We told them that he's under investigation. Why would they all of a sudden be protecting him? Because they consider him a good person. Either that, or they're all in on it, and Dr. Tenma is leading some sort of criminal organization that all these people are a part of, which is very highly unlikely. But the only other explanation really is they owe him. They respect him.
They told me I'm responsible for you now.
Mr. Rosso.
Who? Who?
Anna, it's so great to see you. I was worried about you. When
Who?
you left town, it was just so sudden.
Well, he's dead. Well, he's dead. This guy's dead. How do I know this? Because Nina's previous parents died. You know, I always questioned why. Like, why though? A lot went down back then. But why were the parents killed in the first place? And it was premeditated. It was planned. Like 100%. But like, why though? Don't know. Like we can throw out assumptions like maybe Johan knew that the parents were going to tell her that she was adopted, and that would like bring a lot of pain to Nina or something, and maybe Johan, nah, but then, you know, if that was the idea, then killing the parents would also bring a lot of pain. So, you know, like what the fuck was the point of killing the parents in the first place? Who knows? Who fucking knows? Maybe they would have been liabilities if Johan just came and picked up Nina, and maybe they would have like sent out a, you know, missing persons report or something, and they would become problems. Then, you know, like I feel like if Johan really wanted Nina, he wouldn't have like, why kill the parents? Just like literally, Nina was baited to come to the castle, right? Heidelberg Castle or whatever. He could have just met him. Johan could have literally just met Nina. Literally, like there was nothing stopping him. So it's like the whole point was to kill the parents. But like, why? I don't really know. Maybe I forgot. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. But like, I don't see what the point was. Kind of forgot about that. But in this case, yes, this guy reminds me of the parents, and I'm thinking he's gonna die as well. Because I mean, you can't have an old fat guy who's a good guy. Old fat guy? A good guy?
You look more like the Anna I've always known.
No fucking way, bro. There's only two types of old fat guys in anime. One, the ugly bastards, and two, the old doctors who want power and money and will try to hold you back because they want to get the good position instead of you.
They're in casual clothes. Come on, sit down and eat. I ordered what you like. Enjoy.
This guy's too good to be true, you know,
Mr.
like...
Rosso, aren't you going to eat?
Mr. what?
No, thanks, dear. I've already eaten. I'll just have me some coffee.
Mr. Rosso?
Go on, dig in.
Thank you. I am pretty hungry.
What's so funny?
You haven't changed. You still take 5 sugars in your coffee.
Well, that's what tastes best. I say coffee isn't any good at all if it isn't sweet.
You know, 2 things I want to mention. Just a passing thought crossed my mind. Literally just 30 seconds ago, okay? I thought to myself, if Johan has, you know, dual personality disorder, just a passing thought, and I know this literally can't be possible, but what if Nina is Johan and Johan is Nina? I know it's not possible because we've seen them in the same... Wait. Wait. I was gonna say, we've seen them in the same room, but we only saw them when they were young. We only saw them in, like, together. We only saw them both before the time skip. Okay? No way. No fucking way, right? I'm thinking way too deep into this. Right? Nina is not Johan. Right? Okay. Okay, just let me think for a second. If I'm just wasting time here thinking about this, talking about this, so be it, but like, I have to make sure. I'm just gonna give you my thoughts here, okay? If Nina, as we know her, as we've seen her, does not, like, or is not aware of Johan being the other personality inside her, then she can be Nina, as we know her. Now, you might be thinking, okay, like, what about that scene when Nina, you know, quote unquote, saw Johan and then fainted? She fainted. Weird, isn't it? She just fainted. And even that scene seemed kind of weird. Because, like, he seemed almost like ethereal, you know, and then he just disappeared when people, like, walked past. Interesting, isn't it? Almost like a hallucination. And then she just passed out. I mean, very unlikely, right? Let's be honest here. Very unlikely that Nina is Johan and Johan is Nina, okay? Very unlikely. Because I thought maybe it is, right? And then, you know, I'm not saying that Johan never existed, but I'm saying that Johan did exist, but then Nina was the insane one, I guess. Ended up kidnapping Johan and then killing him or something, and then taking his place, as it were. Or, like, developing some sort of dual personality to, like, replace Johan in her head or something. You know, that's way, you know, way out there, but just a thought that I had. The second thought that I had was, you know, I kind of hope that Nina survives.
It's good to see you can smile.
Huh?
Overall. You know, just overall, I just hope she survives.
It's good to see you can smile. I know you're in the middle of a big job interview, and up to now you've looked quite serious. But you smiled when you saw me put all that sugar in my coffee. Your name's Anna...
Right. My name is Anna Liebert. So,
Well, Miss Liebert, the job's yours. You'll start today. Having a young lady like you waiting tables in my cafe might give my business quite a boost. Show off that smile a little more, all right? When you smile, it'll make everyone feel good.
thank you so much for the job. I'll work very hard, really.
Chances are you may not have to.
Oh,
this
Rosso.
is an Italian restaurant
Okay.
in a small town. 2 tables of folks is as busy as it gets.
So he offered her a job. Okay.
Nice to meet you, sir. My name's Anna.
It's not possible. I must still be dreaming. No way someone as pretty as you could be a waitress in a place like this.
Whoa. Calm the fuck down. I get this is like, what, like 19 something at this point? Maybe even earlier. But come on, she's like, what, like 16 probably? Calm down, bro. Calm down. You're too much of a background character looking ass. to hit on the main girl, okay? Calm down. Calm down.
Hey, Anna, how about a nice plate of carbonara? Hey, Anna, I think I'll have a bolognese.
God damn it.
Dear, could you please get...
God, that's cringe, bro. Oh, that's so cringe. I hoped for at least maybe some female customers as well, but like, I mean, oh, Jesus. Look at this picture. Oh my fucking God. Jesus, bro. This is like, I know for a fact if I was female, this is like insane red flag warnings, okay?
some more water when you
A
have
bunch of middle-aged guys smiling at you, calling your name. Ugh.
Right away. Order up 1 bolognese and 1 carbonara.
Coming right up.
All right, here you go, sir.
You're a gem, Anna.
Vongole and rigatoni. And table 3's fettuccine order is up.
Okay.
Hey, Rosso, come on, you gotta tell us how you tricked this cutie into working here for you.
What? Oh my God. Also, surprisingly, like, first off, I don't go out to eat very often, well, pretty much ever. But if you have this many customers, I find it very unlikely that you would only have one waitress. In general, like even if it's like a local, you know, pop shop, I guess, he just kind of makes food for some locals. Like, if you get that many customers, I mean, I feel like you need to like get at least 2 waitresses, you know, like at least 2 waiters.
Guess that was just my charming self.
Because I feel like that, you know, I mean, this is just not a good
Hey,
idea.
Anna, if you're free tonight, how about you let me take you out to a real restaurant?
Oh my God, shut the fuck up, bro. But yeah, like, way too many customers for 1 waiter, right? And 1 cook.
Come on, it'll be fun.
Hold on. Just forget about trying to make time with my Anna. I hate to
Oh,
have to hurt
Jesus Christ,
Oh
bro.
boy, listen to the crybaby Rosso, everybody. He's suddenly acting all tough.
Hey, wait till you get a load of this. Last week, he was at my house watching a TV movie, bawling like a baby.
you. Hey.
Another order of squid ink risotto.
Okay, at least it wasn't like, I mean, it was pretty bad, but, you know, it wasn't like the end
Summertime
of the
is playing
world.
across the street.
Huh?
That old movie house is screening Summertime. See there? What a city. Frankfurt has so many great old movie theaters. That movie was on TV just last week. That one really brings me to tears. Have you ever seen Summertime?
Mm-mm.
It's touching. The whole thing takes place in Italy, actually in the city of Venice. Folks don't know the history of Venice. It was a port city back...
No one asked, bro.
The
No one
entire
asked.
city of-
This guy gives me weird vibes. Like, either one, he's a good guy, but like, yeah, he gives me bad vibes, bad juju. This guy gives me bad juju. The second he was like, "Don't touch my Anna," then I was like, "Nah, mate, nah."
Well, I'm back.
Great!
I'm guessing this is another
Oh, how was your break?
flashbang.
Oh, can I scrub that for you?
No, thanks. I can handle it.
I appreciate you letting me take off a few hours from work every afternoon.
Ah, it's no problem. It's always slow around this time of the day. Anna, I don't want to be nosy, but... where do you go every day? Hey, forget I asked. It's your private time. It's none of my business where you go.
Where does she go?
I'm learning how to shoot a gun.
Wait. Wow. I completely misunderstood. This was after the stuff with Tenma? Is that? Oh, I'm confused. She looked so much like she looked slightly younger. She looked that flashback looked like made her look like she was like at least like 4 years younger.
That's right. At Mr. Venkel's firing range.
So some of these like flashbacks are hard to follow because I don't know exactly how far the flashback is.
You're learning at Winkel's place, huh? He's good people. Mm-hmm.
Tell me, Mr. Rosso, have you ever shot a gun before?
Me shooting guns? No way. Honestly, I get all nervous just looking at them.
Okay, I like this. I'm glad that... First off, I'm glad that we are seeing kind of what Nina was doing during those, like, 5 months or so. You know, that Tenma was training, and then, you know, we heard that, oh, Nina was also training with a gun. So it's good to see, you know, it's good to see that. I'm glad they didn't just, like, gloss over these things. And I'm also glad to see that her, like, foster parents dying, like, actually seems to be like one of her main motivations for wanting to kill Johan, right? I'm glad that they don't just kind of the parents kind of died and it was shocking at the moment, but now, like, we never bring it up again. You know, I hate that type of thing. If a character or family members or whatnot, even if they're background characters, if they die, there needs to be, like, more. There needs to be more to it, right? If a character dies, you wanna keep that constantly coming back up again. Sometimes even revisiting those characters later on. There are many times, many shows, many stories that have done this where they kill off a character early on, where they didn't even explore the character that much, right? But then they start exploring the character, the dead character, through, like, other people's flashbacks of how they interacted with that character back when they were alive. And you can essentially just flesh out a dead character who's been dead from the very beginning of the show. You know, you can do that. It's been done. And so, yeah, I'm glad that they actually kind of bring back the parents and actually show that that is, like, a big part of Nina's motivation. Because, I mean, she, you know, gun was shaking, she was hesitating, and then thought back to the death of the parents, right? And then she can shoot. Keep the revenge fresh in the mind, in the heart.
Here you go, sir. Enjoy.
This is a flashback now, I'm assuming. Because in present time, they are in that cafe or whatnot. And this is during the time when she was training to use a gun, I'm guessing.
That just means you haven't learned how to make it proper.
This cooking's tough stuff.
Anything worth learning takes practice.
That's not really a good piece of advice.
When I was younger, I always wanted to watch movies, but with work, I never had the time to. Back then, I ate a lot of fabulous meals, but to be really honest, I never felt any of them had any taste or flavor. I didn't even appreciate the taste of sugar then.
Really? Is that the truth?
You know my past. Isn't that right, Anna? Well, after you left, I checked up on you, and I know what happened.
What's his past?
You're really Nina Fortner, and you disappeared 2 years ago after your parents were murdered. Exactly what were you looking for me to do? Were you looking for me to do a hit? Or did you want me to teach you to kill?
Interesting. Dude's a ex-assassin or hitman. Very, very interesting.
I guess I wanted to learn from you. That was it.
So how did you find out about me and what I did?
From one of my professors at law school. You were called into court to testify in all 3 of those murder cases. And in each of those cases, all charges were dropped due to a complete lack of evidence. However, my professor came up with a theory about it that made sense. There was only one conclusion. A world-class hitman committed all 3 of the murders. And he said that you were that man.
Well, that's kind of irresponsible, isn't it? Without any evidence? I mean, you can't just assume, you can't just accuse someone like that. Come on.
I suppose you want to know how many people I killed. To be honest with you, I can't even remember. I was never a good kid. And before I knew what was what, I was in way over my head. Robbery, blackmail, if you can name it, then I did it. And eventually, I became a hitman. I rewarded myself by eating very well.
Also, I fucking knew it, bro. There's no fucking way that this guy is just a happy-go-lucky, good old fat guy. Come on. I told you, there are no good fat guys, old guys. There just aren't any. It just doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. Name me one good old fat guy. I'm waiting.
I never had any feelings about it. It was just my job. This one day, I was doing what I always did. Waiting to kill some faceless guy.
How does he kill, though? Oh. Okay. That works. No suppressor? I mean, I suppose for this day and age.
It was sunny, and he was alone. I'd been doing it so long I was numb. I didn't know how many I'd killed or who was next. I had him as good as dead. He had ordered a coffee, and as I watched, he started putting sugar in it.
5 sugars.
1 spoonful. 2 spoonfuls. Then 3. Then 4. After the 5th spoonful, he stopped. That moment started me finally tasting the coffee I drank. When I saw how he was enjoying that coffee, I couldn't do it.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not saying it's a bad story or anything, but I mean, I'm just gonna say I've never seen something like that before. Dude, like a completely numb professional hitman watching someone just put 5 sugars in the coffee and is like, oh my god, I'm gonna rethink my life. Who comes up with this shit, you know?
That was the day I put my gun down for good. That part of my life is done.
Like, I mean, if I was nitpicking, I would say that's kind of bullshit, but, you know, I can't really say that because people are different. Different people think differently. You know, if you look at someone and you see them enjoying something as simple as a coffee, and you're like, shit, bro, my life sucks so bad, and I don't enjoy anything, and they seem to be enjoying that sugary coffee so much. Fuck, bro, maybe I should go out and try something different to, like, change my life up.
I can't kill people and steal their simple pleasures. After all the time we spent together, I don't get it. You never asked me to teach you how to kill someone.
I decided that getting you involved wouldn't be right.
You really have to go, Nina?
Goodbye. Thank you for everything, Mr. Rosso.
You should know killing's easier than you think. You just have to forget how sweet the sugar is.
Oh yes, okay. Definitely a very, very good episode. I love that episode. I love that episode. I fucking love that episode. I suppose I guess I love pretty much every episode where Nina is in. Interestingly enough. I don't know. I just like her character. I like characters that are conflicted. You can see them struggling. You can see them being emotionally, hurt. In this case, I mean, this final, literally, this final scene breaking down emotionally and it's painful to watch and very painful for her, but you can kind of still see how she's not like a crybaby, right? She has very good reason to be emotionally distraught, but at the same time you see her working, you see her training, you see her being competent, even in the last episode, right? And it's like she's just a good female character. Like, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. Honestly, I just haven't. So I love it when there's seemingly a good like female lead, which is why I earlier in the episode I said that I hope she survives. Like, legitimately, I hope she survives to the very, very end. I hope she gets a fucking happily ever after. Also, obviously, fat old guy ended up being a hitman. I mean, of course, I fucking told you, just too good to be true, There's no way this is just a random good nice guy. No fucking way. Yeah, I mean, for instance, right, like they met again in this this restaurant or whatnot, right? And then they skip to this, right? Now, I guess it's just how they drew her, but then in this flashback she's a lot more like brighter just because of the effect, right? And then we go here to this restaurant here, and I mean you look at this, right? She seems like at least like 4 years younger. It's probably just because she's not drawn in like a lot of detail, but it just feels like maybe it's the hair. I don't know. It just feels like this was a flashback to like maybe like 4 years earlier or something, something like that. Pretty much this entire episode was just seeing what Nina was up to during the time when Tenma was training. And we met this old guy who turned out to be an assassin or a hitman, whatever. What's the difference? Now this 5 sugars thing in the coffee. I haven't seen something like that before, which is honestly, like, if you can do something that where even I'm surprised, you've done something correct. As I said, it's kind of bullshit, but like at the same time, I can't really deny it because this guy might just be that type of person. To me, it might seem like bullshit, but who knows? And then what he said at the end here, which was killing is easy, and I kind of agree. I think, if you're killing someone, a lot of people, when talking about taking someone else's life, they struggle with it, thinking that, oh my god, it's such a difficult thing to do. But at the same time, like, you're using if you're using a gun, killing someone with a gun is likely 100 times easier than killing someone with a melee weapon. Shooting someone is easy, but killing them, hand to hand or like with a melee weapon, like a knife or a sword, much more difficult. I'm not just saying that, you actively have to swing a weapon. We're talking about, like, even if you get a clean stab, you have to pierce them, right? Like, you feel the resistance of their skin, right? You feel the weapon, like, piercing. With a gun, you don't really feel that, right? So I definitely kind of agree that killing someone with a gun is actually very easy. But yeah, I mean, that was episode 18. I definitely love this episode. Probably just because it was all about Nina. I just feel like she's, I would say, my favorite character in the show so far. She just gives off the protagonist aura, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. You know, as much as I like Tenma's been doing some weird decision-making recently, like keeping the kid around, you know, trusting the thief guy. And then, not even that, but like, when you really think about it, Tenma doesn't really have much connection to Johan. Like, yeah, he kind of he saved his life, okay, but like, if I were to compare Tenma to Nina, Nina actually has like a legitimate connection to the main villain, right? Like, she actually feels more of a protagonist than Tenma does. But, you know, whatever. Point is, it's not a competition. Regardless, I think I'm going to go and potentially go to sleep. And also, yes, new background. This is my new desktop background, actually. Found this little gem, and honestly, I've been using it ever since then. It's so cool, dude. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.